Welcome to Emotionally Baked, where emotions and baking are the two most perfect ingredients. Hi, and welcome back to Emotionally Baked, where we talk about our emotions while we're baking and just having conversation and all the fun things. I am actually going to try to do this in one try today. I might not get there because my dog is barking at a worker who is here. And we might be in for a little treat of my dog. But yeah, I just wanted to do a quick recipe video this week. As you can see from the title, it's Guilt and Gooey lava cake. And unfortunately, my family is not going to be able to partake in this one because we're going to do one of those single serving ones. Just for me, just for myself. Because yeah, I'm feeling it, and I'm feeling like, and we'll get into all the guilt-ridden things today. But yeah, so like in my normal cup that I usually have and drink something out of, the coffee or the tea or the water, we're gonna make our 1 cup gooey lava cake in here. Chocolate lava cake, of course, it's chocolate. Always make sure to check to see if it's microwave safe. Mine says it will be a little hot. It says mug might get hot. So, all right. So the recipe I'm linking, I'm just trying one. I can search for 1 cup, 1 mug cakes, and there are so many. So this one has, let's see, milk, egg, sugar, flour, cocoa powder, melted butter, and chocolate chips. So I'm gonna put those in my mug, and really all it is putting them in the mug and then making it and then cooking it in the microwave for 60 seconds. So literally this video is going to be, it's not going to be 60 seconds, but because we're going to have other stuff to talk about. So hold on. So honestly, when making these, I don't know if you want to put the dry ingredients in first or the wet ingredients, but I'm going to put the dry so I can whisk it to make sure all the clumps are out, because once you have them in with the wet ingredients, I feel like it just goes. So put the flour in first. This is 3 tablespoons of flour, and we got 2 tablespoons of sugar and 1 tablespoon of cocoa powder. So lately I was talking to some of my mom friends, and lately I'm just whisking this up in my mug. Lately I've been feeling some mom guilt, some serious mom guilt. Guilt in general, just, yeah, but mom guilt is super high right now. And just like feeling like I'm not doing enough. Like I'm feeling guilty for like, did I do enough for my kid for this thing, that thing? I was talking to my husband too. I was just feeling super overwhelmed with the guilt of it all. Like, are we doing enough for our kids? Are we doing enough for their lives? Are we doing, are we pushing them enough? Now, I'll say as a child, I felt sometimes that I, had to do things that I felt like I didn't want to do or whatever. But, and maybe that made some decisions for my kids. Like, I would decide not to, they didn't have to do a sport, or they didn't have to do some, XYZ. I didn't want to, push them too hard. But now, sometimes you just think, I'm getting to a point where I'm thinking, am I pushing them, or am I doing enough for them? Oh my goodness. I think this always comes about. All right, I'm going to whisk in my milk and my egg Thank you, chickens. My one egg. I feel like this guilt feeling comes along when like my son is going to be starting his senior year this next school year. And this is the butter. And I am feeling all of the feelings. I'm just whisking it all up. I am feeling all the feelings. I'm feeling all the feelings about, like, have I done enough for him to get him ready for the real world and all the things, and, you know, am I doing enough in, like, getting him ready for college and getting him ready for this, and, you know, and I felt the same way when my daughter was graduating from high school. Like, am I doing enough for her? Am I doing, you know, oh my goodness. Why do we do this to ourselves? The guilt of, are we doing enough? And I mean, I used to do this to myself personally. Like, I would do it to myself when I was younger, and didn't have, like, the children responsibilities or whatever. I would make myself feel guilty for, was I doing enough? Was I doing what I should be doing in life? Was I, you know, like, and who puts these parameters of, you know, how we get this guilty feeling on ourselves? Like, is it, I mean, it has to be like society, right? Society does this to us, like, makes us feel guilty, like, or maybe it's those around us. I don't know. Surround yourself with people who, you know, make you feel, I want to say make you feel normal, but yeah, make you feel, you know, it's like that you are enough and that you're doing enough. Someone's stressing you out because they're, like, I'll tell you this. Sometimes I remember being in high school and thinking, like, you know, I couldn't be around certain people because they were such high overachievers. And I just felt like I wasn't matching up to their level of, you know, their level of capacity. Like, I was just, So I am scraping my spoon along this, just making sure that I'm getting everything. Nothing's, like, sticking. But as I can see, it is sticking, but, like, the flour. So just make sure to get all that up. And just keep, I just want to keep whisking it so it's not lumpy. Because who wants a big lump of flour or something in their lava cake that they're making because they feel all the mom guilt right now. And the wife guilt and the friend guilt and the, you know, like, sometimes I just feel like, am I doing enough for my husband? Are we, you know, like, keeping a relationship at the forefront, and am I doing enough for my friends, and, you know, keeping our friendships going and all that thing. You know, I just, there's times I just feel so guilty about just not doing enough. And I don't want to feel, you know, like, I don't want to feel guilty. Like, I don't think anybody wants to feel guilty. But, like, sometimes it just rears its head and you just feel that, like, I feel like, you know. All right. So I have 2 tablespoons of dark chocolate. It said to plop it right in the center and then put this in the microwave for 60 seconds. So let's do it. Okay. I did it for about a minute and then I kind of put it in a little bit longer just because it was a little too runny in the middle for me. Just because there's an egg in here, I want to be safe. So, but it looks nice and, I don't know if you can see it, ooey gooey. And then I'm just gonna, I had, so my son's birthday, he wanted a cheesecake with strawberries on top. So I got some strawberries. So I'm going to put some strawberries on this for myself. Yum. Yum, yum. And enjoy while I think about how my feelings of guilt sometimes just overwhelm me. So, yeah, I I think this is the first time I've actually eaten something that I have made on here, is it? I don't know. Anywho, I'm gonna try this. I don't like eating on camera. I feel like it's a little, well, it's like disrespectful almost, but here, I'm gonna go. It's a lot spongier than I thought it was gonna be. It's almost like a, it almost feels like let me see if I can show you. It's like a, almost like a pudding texture, but not. It's very interesting. It's a very interesting concoction of the mixing and stuff. I've done several different types of cakes, and this one definitely is interesting. It's kind of like, it's a little jiggly. I don't know if it's, I don't know. Interesting. But yeah, so mom guilt. And I think it's just anything guilt, honestly. Whether you're a mom, a dad, a friend, a parent, an aunt, uncle, grandparent, just anybody in general, I feel like can have the guilt, the day-to-day life guilt. Just call it life guilt. Like, are we doing life the right way? Are we doing all the things that, you know, there are sometimes when I feel like, you know, like an ad will come on and it'll be like for probiotics or something. I'm like, I feel guilty. Like, am I doing that? Like, I haven't, you know, I'm not, you know, I'm pretty good if I remember to take my vitamins or my other medications that I have every day, but much less a probiotic. And then, there will be ads for like, I mean, you'll just see ads everywhere. Like, you know, it's not necessarily health things. It's like, you know, something about finances or something about investing or something about planning for your retirement or doing this. And I feel like there's guilt all the way around. Like, I haven't done that yet. I haven't done that yet. You know, I don't know. Like, and sometimes it just gets like, because there's only so many lists you can make. Like, remember to do this, remember to do that. Remember to sign your kids up for the ACTs or SATs, ACTs, whatever. Remind your, you know, make sure we get the driver's test done. Make sure, you know, we do this. Make sure my kids have healthy, balanced meals every day. Make sure, you know, just all that. There's so much that, like, wraps us up in, like, the life guilt. Like, are we doing enough? Are we doing what we should be doing? Oh, my goodness. There's no solution because there's just things coming at you from every direction, whether it's on social media, whether it's with people in your life, like, you know, because aren't we always comparing ourselves? I mean, I know I do. I compare myself. I'm like, oh, I didn't do that. Oh, I didn't do that. So it is what it is. I think that's all we can say. Make a cup of gooey lava cake and wallow in the guilt for a little bit and then get back up on the proverbial horse, as they say, and keep going, right? Don't feel guilty for too long. I mean, you know, we're all on the same ride, aren't we? I don't know. It's just, yeah. Sometimes the guilt just gets to me. And I just wanted to vent about it. I wanted to vent about it and how I'm feeling. And yeah, I hope that, you know, if you're feeling any of the guilt, life guilt, mom guilt, friend guilt, that you just know that there are so many of us in the same corner. Look at this, I have chocolate on me. It's my ADD squirrel coming out. I don't even know if anybody would get that. You know how you go squirrel and it just like. Anyways, but I hope if you're feeling any of the guilt, like just know that there's so many. I think there's just, we're all experience it, I feel like, in one way or shape or the other. You know, one way or the other, we're feeling some sort of, you know, pressure and then not feeling like we're doing enough. And then we just have to, you know, I'm just telling myself that it's okay. And I can feel guilty, but I can also say it's okay. And you are doing your best. I'm doing my best. You're doing your best. I'm doing my best. We're doing our best. Right? Right. Okay, friends. There was no salt in this recipe. But I'm going to say it anyways. Whether the salt in our recipes comes from tears or a teaspoon, just remember, we baked it out. Or, in this case today, we microwaved it out. Alrighty. Have a great one, and I'll see you next time.